Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a domain header, so let's get started. Here's an example of what we're going to make today. It's pre-made I have for my domain right now. It's on novaskies.com. If you want to use it, you're more than welcome to use it. So this is just an example. I'm going to be making something similar like this today in the tutorial, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do is grab some PNGs from a website called deviantart.com. If you're not familiar with the website, I'll just leave a link below in the description. Once you're there, you want to go ahead and type in the search bar either Photoshop PNGs or PNGs by itself. Then you want to go ahead and select search art or hit the button search art, and there's going to be a whole bunch of PNGs, like thousands of them, that you can just select and use for your domain header. Just an example, I use this gears right here. You want to go ahead and click it and download the file. Once you download all the PNGs that you want to use, you want to go ahead and open your Photoshop program. Make a new file. Make the pixels 800 by 800 pixels, or if you want to use a different dimension, you're more than welcome to. This is just for the tutorial purposes for today. Go ahead and select OK. Next thing you want to do is grab a foreground color. I'm just going to select a nice light brown color. Then I'm just going to fill it in with the paint bucket tool. Once you're done with that, you want to go ahead and select this icon down here, which is create a new layer button. You want to click it twice to create 2 new layers. Click on the layer number 2. Select your elliptical marquee tool. If it's not there, you just right click and select the elliptical marquee tool. Now you want to make a even circle by holding shift and clicking and dragging until you're satisfied with the size that you want. Right there is fine. Then you just want to drag it into the position where you want it. I'm just going to put it right here. It's fine. Now I'm just going to select a different color so I can just fill it in. I'm just going to select a common silver. I'm just going to use CC and fill it in with the paint bucket tool. Now you want to do the same thing for layer 3. This time you want to make the circle a lot bigger. So shift, click, drag, and right there should be fine. Now you want to select a different color. I'm going to be selecting a light turquoise blue color. And then once you're done with that, you just want to deselect everything. Now you want to go ahead and insert or drag in your PNGs that you downloaded. So right here I have a few. I'm going to select these 3 right here. And I'm going to drag them then to my Photoshop file. Now you just want to go ahead and drag these into your file right here, like so. Now I'm just gonna change the positioning by flipping it horizontally. Just like that is fine. Now you can do this however you want. Once you're done using them, you can always just exit out. You can always resize them as well if you don't want them to be this huge. For example, I'm just gonna bring this down almost all the way. Position it right here. Like I said, this is up to your creativity. You can use it however you want. This is just for tutorial purposes for today. You can do this however you'd like. Now once you're done with that one, you want to go ahead and drag in the next one. Oops. Okay. Resize it. Just bring down the size of it. And then drag it down. Now, once you're done with your PNGs, you want to go ahead and go on Google or any website where you can find PSDs from. You just want to go ahead and search for people, like models, artists, musicians, anything, actresses, actors, any people that you want to use. You can even use yourself, it doesn't really matter. Or if you want to use items like, I don't know, things like cars, buildings, you're more than welcome to. For today's purposes, I'm just going to be using 2 Burberry models, or 3 I should say, and I'm just going to drag them in. Now these I've already cropped them out and I've already edited them, so that's a good thing that you should do that before. You should just crop out the background and edit them before you insert them, so it won't be so hard to do later on. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag this into the file that we're working on and bring this layer all the way to the top. Bring it down a bit, resize the size of the image. Right there is fine. Then I'm going to position it inside, almost wherever you want it, inside the blue circle. So right there is fine. And now we just want to make everything, every layer, invisible except for that blue circle. And of course the background layer. Now with the magic wand tool, if you cannot find your magic wand tool, you just go right here into the quick selection tool, right click, select magic wand tool. You just want to select the background color, not the circle color, the background color. And then now you want to make your other file, the other layer visible, sorry. And this, now you want to just hit the delete key on your keyboard so it deletes everything. Now you want to do the same thing with the other PNG file that you have. So just go ahead and drag it in. And then drag it into the layer, the new file you're working on. Do the same thing, make everything invisible except for that other circle that you're working on. So I'm going to make the other circle visible. And I'm going to select it with the magic wand tool again. Make my other PNG file visible. Delete everything I don't want from it. Deselect. And then I can make everything visible again. So those are just some steps on making the the domain header. Now if you want to add more detail, you can also add some textures. So right here I'm just going to grab a random texture that I found off of a website today. Drag it into the file I'm working on. I'm just going to resize it so it can fit the whole dimensions on my file, and then I'm just going to bring the blending mode to lighten. Now I'm just going to bring the opacity down to where I feel satisfied. 25 is good. And then I'm just going to bring down the size again. Put it right here towards the center. And select OK. Just going to use the smudge tool now. Smudge tool is going to be found right here where the sharpen tool is. Right click, select smudge tool. And I'm going to bring down the brush size a bit. And the strength to 50%. And you see this little orb right here that didn't make it complete. I'm just going to smudge it out so it can make it look like that. And over here too, there's some parts that just doesn't look complete. I'm just going to smudge it out so it can make it look more natural. Wherever you see little spots like that, you can always do that too. Just going to make it a little more cool effect. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little bit more detail. As you can see, this one didn't appear well. Sorry, I have to bring the keyboard up here. There we go. I'm just going to get select another PNG I have. Bring it in here. And bring it all the way under there. Actually, under the circle as well. Bring it a little bit up. Then I'm just going to select this same cutout. Merge it in again. Now drag it over here. This time I'm just going to go ahead and select Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Merge it over here. And then I'm just going to erase most of the excess down here of the body. And I'm just going to select a brush with a hardness of around 40% or so. And start erasing down here. then I'm going to make the hardness a little bit larger to around 85% and bring the brush size down to around 100 or so, and then finish erasing so we can give it a sharper look. Okay, once you're done with that, you want to go ahead and make a new layer all the way in the top. Select the brush, around 14 pixels. Select the foreground color to white, and this is just a little, I don't know, I was bored. I did it like randomly, and I really like the way it looks, so I don't know if you want to do it. Just make a whole bunch of squiggly lines like so, all the way over here. Bring the blending mode of the layer to soft light, and you can also bring down the opacity if you want to like 75% or even lower if you want. Let me bring mine down to 50%. Okay, once you're done with that, you want to go ahead and make a new layer again, and this time add some orbs. So get a soft brush of a hardness of 0% and bring up the brush size to around 300, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. And then make sure the color is set to a light color. It's gonna still look like a light gray, not white, but almost white. And then bring the opacity down to around 85%. Now you just want to select around random areas where you want it to be lightened up. So just select it right there in the center, and I'm going to select the blending mode to screen, sorry. Now, that's basically it for the domain header. If you want to add more details in text, you're more than welcome to. Just a quick example, I'm just going to add some text. Change the text a little bit. Bring up the size. Then add some drop shadow or whatever you want to use. Actually, I'm just gonna change the font. I'm not really satisfied with that. I always have trouble finding a nice font in Photoshop. There's just too many to choose. That's fine right there. Then I'm just going to select part of this domain header. Select Edit, Define Pattern. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back into this blending options. Add a pattern overlay. There I go. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how you make a domain header. If you guys have any questions or anything, you can just let me know. Visit my resource website, Photoshop, for Photoshop resources, brushes, tutorials, and etc. more. It's going to be called novaskies.com. So yeah, stay tuned to the next video tutorial. Bye bye.